Growing up, I always admired my big sister, Abina. She was everything I wanted to become someday. She was the one who held our family together, the one who made sacrifices quietly. And when she got married to her husband, let's call him Kwame, our whole family celebrated like she had married a prince. Because honestly, she did. At least that is what we thought. Kwame was the definition of the ideal Ghanaian husband. He was polite, soft-spoken, and well-dressed. He had a good job and was very supportive of Abina's dreams. Everyone loved him. He treated me like a little sister too. For years, I believed he was one of the best men in the world. Abina and Kwame lived in a neat 3-bedroom apartment. They had 2 adorable kids, 5 years old and 2 years old. Abina had a good nursing job. Kwame worked in IT and was doing well. Their marriage looked peaceful. I used to pray to God that God would give me a marriage like his. Sometimes, I would sit in their living room, watching Abina play with the kids and think to myself, God, wow, you have really blessed her. She went through a lot growing up. She deserved this happiness. And Kwame, he seemed like a perfect match. That is how they looked. They were perfect, at least from the outside. One Saturday afternoon, I was sitting in Abina's living room, laughing with the kids, when Kwame walked in from work. He smiled at me warmly. "Hey, my small sister is here," he said. "You've grown into a beautiful woman, oh." It sounded innocent. I didn't think anything of it. But if I knew what I know now, I would have paid attention to the way his eyes lingered a little too long. At first, nothing felt strange. Kwame was still the same polite, calm brother-in-law I had known for years, or so I thought. The shift didn't happen overnight. It started with small things, so small that I told myself, you are overthinking. It is just friendliness. One evening, after I visited their house, Kwame texted me, "Hope you got home safely." It was 9:45 p.m. I stared at the message for a few seconds, confused. He had never texted me privately before, not like this. But it wasn't inappropriate. It didn't sound strange. So I replied, "Yes, I'm home, thank you." He sent a thumbs up. That was it. Simple, harmless. The next weekend, I went to Abina's place to help her cook soup. As we were chopping onions, Kwame walked into the kitchen, smiled at me and said, "Hey, you are looking fresh these days, so." I laughed awkwardly. "Oh, it is just the heat. Everybody is sweating." He shook his head. "No, you look good, very good." I felt a tiny drop of discomfort hit my chest. But Abina was right there, so I brushed it off. Maybe he was just being nice, nothing more. Another afternoon, Abina sent me to the shop to buy diapers. When I came back, Kwame opened the door before I even knocked. "Let me carry the bags," he said immediately. I laughed. "Oh, I'm okay. They are not heavy." But he still collected them from me, his hand brushing mine a little too slowly. Again, small, easy to ignore, easy to explain away. One day, when Abina was bathing the kids, Kwame sat next to me on the couch. We were watching TV when he suddenly asked, "So, how is your love life?" I blinked. It's okay, nothing serious." He nodded. "Well, you deserve someone responsible," he said. "Someone who cherishes you." I smiled politely. Amen. Oh. But my mind whispered, why is it talking to me like this? It wasn't a brother-in-law comment. It was a man-to-woman comment. But still, I told myself I was reading too much into it. One Saturday afternoon, Abina called me. "Sis, I want to bake today. Oh. Come and help me before the kids scatter everything." I laughed and told her I was coming. I arrived around 3 p.m. Abina was upstairs with the kids, so Kwame was the one who opened the door. He smiled warmly. "You are early." I smiled back politely. "Oh, I didn't want to come late." He stepped aside and let me in. As soon as I entered, Kwame reached forward and gave me a hug, which was strange because he had never hugged me before. We usually just greeted with a wave or handshake. But again, I tried to act normal. When he pulled back, his eyes lingered on my face in a way that made my skin crawl. I stepped back quickly and said, "I'm going to check on Abina." He smiled softly. His eyes were still on me. I felt very uncomfortable. When I entered Abina's room, she was dressing the kids. She smiled at me, clueless. "Hey, you are quiet today. What is wrong?" I shook my head quickly. "Oh, nothing, just tired." I didn't want her to worry. I didn't want to sound dramatic. And honestly, I still didn't want to believe anything was going on. Kwame has always been decent. Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe the hug was ordinary. Later that evening, we finished baking and relaxing in the living room. Abina went to the backyard to take down the laundry. It was just me and Kwame in the living room for less than 2 minutes. He suddenly said, "You should visit more often when Abina is not around." We barely talk. My heart dropped. I looked at him sharply. Why would I visit when she's not around? He shrugged like it was innocent. "Oh, I just mean, you are like my sister. We don't spend time." Before I could answer, Abina came back inside. Kwame immediately changed his face to his normal, harmless smile, as if nothing happened. When I was leaving that evening, I lied and said I had something to do, so I wouldn't stay for dinner. As I walked to my car, I felt a heaviness in my chest. I sat in the car and sighed deeply. Something was wrong. I could feel it, but I didn't want to believe it. One Monday evening around 7 p.m., I got a text from Kwame. "Hope your day was good." I replied politely. "It was fine. Yours?" Kwame responded, "Stressful, but you know how work is." I left it there. Then the next day, he texted again. "Have you eaten?" The message was harmless but unnecessary. I replied with a short yes. He didn't continue. There were random check-ins, nothing you could call bad, but nothing a brother-in-law should be texting privately either. One Thursday night, around 10:18 p.m., I saw his name pop up again. He wrote, "I saw your picture on Abina's status. You looked really beautiful." My fingers froze over my phone. Beautiful? As in beautiful how? I typed back slowly. "Thank you." I was trying not to assume anything, but then he replied, "You should dress like that more often. It suits you." My heart dropped a little. Why was he describing my appearance like that? Before I could reply, another message came. "Please don't tell Abina I said that." My stomach tightened. That line was the first real red flag. If a comment has to be hidden from his wife, then the comment is wrong. I didn't reply at all, and that silence should have been a warning to him, but it wasn't. After a few days of silence, he texted again. "Are you home?" I replied after 30 minutes, "Yes." Then his next message made my heart race. "Sometimes I wish we talked more. We get along well." I didn't know what to say. We don't get along well. We barely talk. He was making up a closeness that didn't exist. I left him on read. At this point, I was very uncomfortable. But telling Abina felt too heavy, like I was about to shake an entire world. That Saturday night, around 12:14 a.m., my phone buzzed. I was half asleep, but when I saw his name, my sleep disappeared. "I hope I am not disturbing you." I didn't reply. 5 minutes later, he wrote, "Sometimes I feel like you are avoiding me." My heart started pounding. I typed slowly. "I don't know what you mean." He replied, "You don't talk to me like before." Before what? When did we even have a before? Then the message that confirmed everything. Kwame wrote, "You are a very special woman." I dropped the phone. This man was crossing lines. This wasn't friendliness. It was interest in me, his wife's sister. My whole body felt cold. The next morning, I typed a long message. "Brother Kwame, please stop texting me these things. I don't feel comfortable. I respect you and Abina too much." He replied with, "Okay, understood." I exhaled in relief. I thought it was over. I thought he had come back to his senses. But I didn't know that this was only the beginning. Welcome back to my channel. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing amazing. If you are new here, I'm Vera, but you can call me V. And I share real life stories that will shock you, break your heart, inspire you, and sometimes make you laugh. So if this is something you will love, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Today's shout out goes to Pinecone Smiley 718, Equia Kimberly 4114, and Abigail Apia 8054. They were the first people to comment on my last video. Thank you so much for the support, babe. You know I love you. And without any further delay, let's continue the story. After I sent Kwame that long message telling him to stop, I truly believed it was over. For almost 5 days, he didn't call or text. I started to feel normal again. I thought the problem was solved. Then one Wednesday night, he did something I will never forget. That day, my phone was acting up. It kept restarting. I posted on my WhatsApp status, "Hey, this phone is worrying me. Does anyone know a good repair shop?" A few friends replied with suggestions. Then at 10:48 p.m., Kwame messaged, "I know a good repair guy. I can take you there tomorrow." My heart skipped a beat. Why was he replying? Why was he offering to take me there? Why didn't he offer Abina the same help when her phone got spoiled last month? I didn't want to be rude, but I also didn't want to encourage anything. So I typed, "Okay, thank you. Just send his number." He didn't send the number. He replied, "It will be easier if I take you. I don't mind driving." My fingers froze. Why was this man insisting? I didn't reply at all. A full hour passed. I thought he got the hint. But at 11:52 p.m., my phone buzzed again. I opened the message and my heart dropped. "Please don't get angry, but you are becoming too special to ignore. I've tried to control it. I know it is wrong, but I really admire you." My entire body froze. Admire who? Me, his wife's younger sister, the girl he watched grow up. I kept scrolling because the message was long. I am not saying you should do anything, no. I am not forcing anything, but I can't pretend anymore. I see you differently. My hand started shaking. He ended with a line that made my stomach flip. "Please don't tell Abina. She won't understand." Why would Abina need to understand anything if what he was doing was innocent? I locked my phone, threw it on my bed, and paced up and down. My heart was beating so fast, I thought I would faint. I felt sick and dirty. I felt guilty for something I didn't even do. Thoughts were flying in my head. What did I do wrong? Did I encourage him? Should I tell Abina? Will she believe me? What if this destroys their marriage? What if I keep quiet and it gets worse? I didn't sleep that night. At 6:12 a.m. the next morning, I sent him a message. "Kwame, nothing can ever happen between us. This is wrong. Don't text me again like this. Please respect me and respect Abina." He didn't reply. I felt relieved. Maybe he was ashamed. Maybe he would stop. Maybe he realized how serious this was. But at 1:23 a.m. that night, midnight again, my phone buzzed. A text I was too scared to open, but I opened it anyway. It was one sentence. "I can't stop thinking about you." My whole body went numb. This man was far gone. After that disturbing midnight message, "I can't stop thinking about you," my whole body shut down. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, my mind spinning. How did things get here? I felt trapped. One Sunday, Abina invited me for a family lunch. I wanted to say no. I wanted to avoid Kwame completely. But if I refused, Abina would ask questions I wasn't ready to answer. So I went. The moment Kwame saw me, his eyes flickered like he was relieved I came. I felt sick. I hugged Abina quickly and sat with the kids, intentionally avoiding him. But Kwame didn't avoid me at all. While I was helping Abina set the table, Kwame came up behind me with the plates. He stood too close. His hand brushed mine, not accidentally, deliberately. I stepped away. He stepped closer. "Let me help you," he said in a soft tone that didn't sound like family. I forced a small smile and moved fast to the other side of the table. Inside, my heart was racing. When Abina went to the kitchen, Kwame leaned towards me and spoke so quietly, it made my skin crawl. "Why are you avoiding me?" I didn't look at him. I whispered sharply, "Kwame, stop this. Please, I don't like it." He smiled. "I know you don't mean that." What? What does that even mean? I moved away immediately. My legs were shaking. After lunch, I stood up quickly. "Abina, I'm going home. I have something to do." She frowned. "Why? Stay small." I forced a smile. "No, I have work tomorrow. Let me go early." She nodded and hugged me. Kwame stood there watching us. When Abina turned to pick something from the fridge, Kwame stepped close and whispered, "When can we talk alone?" My heart stopped. I stepped back sharply. "Kwame, stop. I am serious." He smiled calmly. "Don't pretend." What? My head felt hot. I grabbed my bag and walked toward the door. Just as I reached for the gate, Kwame moved fast and stood in front of it, blocking it, his face calm. "Why are you running from me?" I felt my throat tighten. "Move." "No." His eyes scanned my face slowly. "Let's talk," he whispered. "Kwame, move," I said louder. He hesitated. Then Abina's voice came from inside. "You have left already." Kwame jerked back quickly. He wasn't brave enough to show his behavior in front of her. I opened the gate and practically ran to my car. I locked the doors. My hands were shaking. I couldn't even start the engine for almost a minute. On the drive home, I cried quietly because now it was undeniable. Kwame wasn't testing boundaries. He was pursuing me. And Abina, my sweet sister, was sitting in a living room with no idea. I didn't know whether to protect her, protect the marriage, protect myself, or just scream. All I knew was I needed help. I couldn't manage this alone anymore. But before I could decide what to do, Abina started acting strange too. After that terrifying moment at the gate, I avoided Kwame and Abina's house like it was fire. But avoiding the house didn't mean avoiding Abina. She was my sister. She loved me. She always checked on me. So when I suddenly began distancing myself, she noticed. Whenever Abina asked, "Sis, why don't you come over anymore?" I forced a smile and said, "I am busy these days." But she wasn't convinced, not even a little. One Wednesday evening, she called me around 8 p.m. Her voice was too calm. "Did anything happen between you and Kwame?" My heart dropped. I swallowed hard. "Why would you ask that?" She sighed softly. "Because you are avoiding him." I froze. She continued, "Before, you two used to talk freely. Now you don't even greet him properly. You barely look at him." My voice shook. "I'm just busy. You are overthinking." She hummed slowly. I knew that hum. It meant she didn't believe me. A few days later, she called me unexpectedly. Her voice was small. "Just tell me the truth. Is something going on that I should know?" My breath caught. I felt tears pushing behind my eyes. "Abina, nothing is happening." She went quiet for a long moment. Then she said something that shattered me. "You know you are beautiful, and sometimes men behave foolishly. If Kwame has done anything, you can tell me." My stomach twisted painfully. She wasn't accusing me. She was scared. Scared of losing a husband. And I hated that she was asking me, the sister who loved her the most, to confirm whether her husband was failing her. I wanted to tell her everything right there. I almost did. but fear held my tongue. So I whispered, "There is nothing, Abina, I promise." I replayed her words again and again. "You are beautiful, and sometimes men behave foolishly." What was I supposed to do? Expose the truth and break my sister's home, or stay quiet and let Kwame keep trying his nonsense? Either way, someone will get hurt, and that someone would be Abina. But I didn't know that something was coming, something that will force everything to come out, whether I was ready or not, because Kwame wasn't slowing down. He was getting bolder. One Saturday morning, I decided enough was enough. Today, I will tell Abina everything. I woke up early. I rehearsed the words in my head. "Abina, Kwame has been texting me things that make me uncomfortable. Abina, your husband wants me." Every time I practiced, my throat closed, but I was determined. No more secrets, no more fear. I needed to protect myself, and I needed to protect her too. Around 4 p.m., I heard a knock at my door. When I opened it, Abina stood there, eyes puffy, face tired, like she had been crying. My heart dropped. "Abina, what is wrong? Come inside." She walked in quietly and sat on my sofa like her body was weak. "I need to talk," she whispered. Perfect. This was the moment. I sat beside her slowly. "What happened?" She took a deep breath, and the next thing she said broke me in a way I did not expect. She said, "I think Kwame is changing." My heart beat painfully. I stayed silent. She continued, "He is distant." I blinked. So the problem wasn't just affecting me. He was acting differently in their marriage too. Abina wiped their eyes. I don't know if it is work stress or something else, but my spirit is telling me something is wrong. I swallowed hard. She kept talking. "And you have been acting strange too. It is like you are avoiding me." My chest tightened. "Abina, I'm not," but she cut me off softly. "Please don't lie to me." A tear rolled down her cheek. "You are my sister. You never hide things from me, so why now?" That question stabbed my heart because she was right. Why now? I felt tears burning behind my eyes. "Abina," my voice trembled. "There is something I need to tell you," but she raised her hand. "Wait." My heart stopped. She shook her head slowly and said something that shocked me. "I don't want to hear anything but today." I was confused. "Abina, what do you mean?" She sniffed. "I can't handle bad news right now. Whatever is wrong, please let me pray about it first." Pray about it? I felt like crying. Abina wasn't emotionally strong enough yet. I could see it all over her face. Her voice broke as she whispered, "I am just scared. I'm scared of losing everything." I looked at her and my heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. How could I hurt her with the truth when she was already breaking silently? I swallowed my confession. I whispered, "Everything will be okay." She leaned on my shoulder silently. A tear soaked my sleeve, and I held her, feeling like the worst sister in the world, because the truth she was afraid to hear was the same truth I was dying to tell her. But I could see it clearly. She wasn't ready. If I told her in that moment, she would collapse. She might even blame herself. She might blame me. So I just held her and said nothing. And that decision, that moment of silence, gave Kwame the space to do something far worse. Something that forced everything into the open. It was a Friday evening, around 6:30 p.m. Abina called me, sounding stressed. "Sis, please, can you pass by and drop the hair cream for Anna? Her scalp is reacting again." I hesitated. I didn't want to go there, not with Kwame in that house. But Abina sounded overwhelmed, and I didn't want her to suffer. So I said, "I'm coming." I took the hair cream, drove to their house. What I didn't know was that Abina had gone to buy something at the junction and hadn't arrived home yet. Only Kwame was inside, and that changed everything. He opened the door before I even knocked. My heart dropped immediately. He smiled like he had been waiting for me. I stepped back a little. Where is Abina? Oh, she just stepped out. She will be back soon. Come inside. No, I'm fine. I will wait outside. He chuckled softly. Are you afraid of me? I am not coming in, I said firmly. But he stepped aside and opened the door wider. Don't behave like a stranger. You are family. My stomach twisted. I should have run back to my car. But before I could take a step, he gently took the hair cream from my hand. Just 2 minutes. Let me put this inside. He walked in with it, and I stupidly followed a few steps inside, just to make sure he didn't try anything strange. I stayed by the entrance. I never went deeper into the living room, but it didn't matter. The disaster still happened. He came back from the kids' room, and instead of giving me space to leave, he closed the distance between us. His voice was low, almost begging. We need to talk. I stepped back. There is nothing to talk about. He stepped forward. Why do you hate me now? Is admiration now a crime? My heart was beating so hard, I could hear it in my ears. Kwame, what is all this? Stop it, please. But he didn't stop. He came closer again. I am not a bad man. I can't help the way I feel. I said stop. I whispered, shaking. He touched my arm. I jerked back like he banged me. Don't touch me. He raised both hands up like he was innocent. I won't hurt you. I just want to talk. He moved closer again, lowering his voice. You don't know what you are doing to me. My body froze. Kwame, if you come any closer, I will scream. He smirked. You won't. My throat tightened. Abina will be home any minute, I warned. He leaned in, and that was when I pushed him hard. Stop it. He stumbled backward slightly, shock on his face. And as fate would have it, the front door opened. Abina walked in, holding a bag of groceries. She froze. Kwame froze. I froze. We were standing in the middle of the living room, me breathing fast. Kwame looking guilty, his hand still slightly raised from where he tried to touch me. Abina dropped the polythene bag. Everything spilled onto the floor. She looked at me, then at him, then back at me. Her voice came out small. What is happening? My eyes filled with tears immediately. Abina, Kwame jumped in fast. It is not what it looks like. My heart sank. Men who say that line are always guilty. Always. Abina's voice was shaking. What did I just see? Kwame moved toward her. Abina, listen. Your sister misunderstood something. I snapped. Are you mad? What did I misunderstand? He shot me a warning glare. Abina stepped back from both of us. Sis, why were you pushing him? Why were you shouting? Abina stepped back from both of us. Sis, why were you shouting? Why were you pushing him? I opened my mouth, but my voice cracked. Abina, your husband, Kwame cut in. I was only trying to talk to her because she has been acting strange. Then she pushed me. Maybe she's stressed or something. I felt my blood boiling. He was lying right in front of me, right in front of his wife. Abina is lying. He has been. But my throat closed from shock. Everything was too fast. Abina looked confused, hurt, hungry all at once. She whispered, I don't understand. Why are you both acting like this? And I realized this was the moment I had been avoiding. No more silence. It was time to speak. Abina stood in the middle of the living room, looking like someone had pulled the ground from under her feet. Kwame was breathing fast. Abina, I said quietly. Kwame jumped in immediately. Don't create issues where there are none. I turned sharply. Are you serious? You cornered me. You touched me. Kwame flinched. Abina's eyes widened. Her voice broke. Kwame, is that true? Kwame shook his head fast. No, she's lying. Why would I do that? This is your sister. I felt something hot rise in my chest. Me, lying. Kwame, Have you forgotten the messages? The late night texts? The time you blocked the door at your gate? Abina gasped softly. What messages? Kwame's voice cracked with false disappointment. Abina, don't listen to her. She's twisting innocent things. I nearly screamed. Innocent? I can't stop thinking about you, innocent. Abina's head snapped toward me. He said what? Kwame's eyes widened in shock. He turned to me. Why are you fabricating things? Are you trying to ruin my marriage? Do you want to take my wife away from me? It was like someone slapped me. Me, Kwame, you have been chasing me for months. Abina staggered back a bit like she was dizzy. Her voice cracked. Both of you, please stop. I can't hear this. Tears filled her eyes quickly. Her hands were shaking. She wasn't even looking at either of us anymore, just staring at the floor like she was seeing ghosts. I stepped closer. Abina, I swear on my life, I didn't encourage him. I tried to tell you. Kwame cut me off again. Abina, she's lying. She's the one who has been acting strange around me. She's the one who pushed me just now. Because you tried to touch me, I shouted. Abina covered her mouth. My chest ached. My hands were shaking, but I unlocked my phone. I opened WhatsApp. The chat was empty. Because I had deleted his messages when I tried to protect her. My heart sank. I whispered, I deleted them because I didn't want problems. Kwame's mouth curled into a smirk. You see, no proof. I felt my soul drop. He whispered again, just stop. You can't win this. He thought he had outsmarted me. He thought deleting the chat meant freedom. But I wasn't stupid. I opened my WhatsApp settings. Abina, I can restore the backup. Kwame's entire face froze. What? I clicked restore chat history. He panicked. Stop that. Don't do that. You will upset Abina for no reason. Abina looked at him sharply. Kwame, why don't you want her to open it? His mouth opened, but no words came. Then my chat loaded. Everything reappeared. Every message. Every line begging me not to tell her. Abina took the phone with trembling hands. She scrolled slowly, line by line, message by message. Kwame tried to grab the phone, but she pushed him away so hard, he stumbled backwards. Her whole body started shaking. She whispered, No, Kwame, why? How could you? He couldn't speak because the evidence was too clear. Her tears dropped onto the phone screen. She looked at me with heartbreak in her eyes. Why didn't you tell me? I broke down immediately. I tried. I swear I tried. I didn't want you to think I ruined your home. I didn't want to hurt you. She hugged me suddenly. Please don't think this is your fault, she cried. Please don't. Kwame watched us with fear, shame and anger mixing on his face. He whispered, Abina, please don't let her come between us. Abina turned and looked at him with a face I had never seen before. Pure disappointment. You destroyed this marriage with your own hands. Kwame's shoulders dropped. He knew it was over. Abina packed the small bag, took the kids, left the house. I drove behind her, nobody saying a word. That night, Abina and the kids slept in my mother's house. She didn't want to see Kwame. The next morning, she called in sick from work. She stayed in bed the whole day. By afternoon, Kwame started calling her, calling me, calling our mother, calling everybody. He begged and cried. I didn't mean it. It was just temptation. She misunderstood everything. It was a mistake. Abina, please don't leave me. But the damage was already done. And Abina blocked him everywhere. Abina stayed with our mother for almost 2 weeks. One evening, Abina came to my house. We sat on my bed, legs crossed, like we used to as kids. She held my hand and said softly, Sis, listen, you didn't break my marriage. You exposed who was breaking it. I burst into tears. It felt like someone finally lifted the weight that had been sitting on my chest for months. She wiped my tears and continued, A man who wants 2 sisters deserves none. I laughed through the tears because she was right. And hearing her say it made everything make sense. Weeks later, Abina started smiling again. She went back to work. She started therapy. She spent more time with her kids. She wasn't fully healed, but she was standing, and I was standing beside her. We learned a painful lesson together. Sometimes the person you marry breaks you more than the strangers you fear. And in the end, sisterhood won. And despite the pain, despite the betrayal, we survived. Oh, some men too. Babe, I am so happy your sister believed you, because some sisters will know too. And I am so happy she left that loser, because who does that? Your own wife's little sister. Like, come on. Some men, Let me hear your thoughts down below about this story. And now, you know that this is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge. So please be kind to her in the comment section. And babe, if you've not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Come and join the family. Please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.